everyone. This is Jack Slater, and I am the Comic Outlaw, coming to you live and loud from my own little slice of vanishing sun. And me and the crew always know how to get the job done, if you know what I'm saying. We got a few lists for you today, and believe it or not, we got another top 10. Now, let me give you a little background on one of the superhero teams that has been a big foil in certain parts of the multiverse to a few different villains, including, unfortunately, yours truly, the Fantastic Four. Now, despite the fact that they can't seem to make a decent adaptation movie, even though Jessica Alba was fine in it, and the actor that played Ben Grimm, I thought, did a wonderful job. The guy from The Shield. It just had its flaws. A lot of flaws. And then the new Fantastic Four movie. So, we all know the basic members. Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic, the guy that stretches. The Invisible Woman, a.k.a. Sue Storm, wife of Mr. Fantastic. And that's why they call him Mr. Fantastic, because no one could figure out how he got her. And her brother, of course, the Human Torch, Flame Hone. And, of course, Benjamin J. Grimm, the ever-loving, blue-eyed thing. Now, over the years, we've had members leave, come back, die, leave again. So it's become a real convoluted mess. But we're going to go through my 10 favorite alternate members of the Fantastic Four. Now, I'm going to get this out of the way right now. I have a bias. And I'm going to name basically 10 through 6 right now. Yeah. Now, the problem is that they were Fantastic Four members, but they weren't. Okay, the Fantastic Four sort of disappeared for like 2 issues. There was a new Fantastic Four. It was Wolverine, Spider-Man, Joe Fixit, the Gray Hulk. If you don't know who that is, look him up. One of my personal favorites. Great guy to party with. And also, the Ghost Rider, or the Fantastic Four, for a couple issues. Believe it or not, that was a bomb Fantastic Four. With Spider-Man acting like the little brother that got kicked around. It was a great dynamic. I wish it would have lasted longer than it did. Wonderful. So, that's a 10, 9, good old 7, and 6. I just had to get that all out of the way. I wish that we had more time with that team. It was really cool to see them. I love the dynamic of it. It should have lasted a little longer. Now, I like the movie Scott Lang, and the one from the cartoons. And eventually the comic books kind of wormed his way into my heart. Ant-Man is also a member of the Fantastic Four at one point. I think it was an interesting mix. It's cool, his powers vary. The little guy thing is a nice variety to the strength of the other stuff. And plus he's a thief too, and adds a little bad to a good situation, if you know what I'm saying. Now, I don't know how to pronounce this chick's name, so I'm going to try it out. It's Leandra, I think. She was a Skrull. She was actually posing as Alice Masters, Benjamin Grimm's blind girlfriend. The one that sculpted her father was the Puppet Master, I do believe. Another Fantastic Four villain. Anyway, she was in love with the Thing, and then she got kidnapped by the Skrulls, and then they replaced Leandra with her, and she ended up falling in love with Johnny Storm, and they kind of hooked up, and then they found out she was a Skrull, and then she got pregnant, and then it just turned into this big old thing. I thought she was an interesting member. Her shape-shifting abilities, her armor, and her fighting skills made her a valid member. And in an alternate reality where Anne May, it was the Anne May reality. She's actually a member of the Fantastic Five. Very fascinating, very fascinating. And this other one may be a cheat, but I don't give a damn. Franklin Richards. Despite his young age, that boy can warp reality. Believe me, you do not want to be there when that boy has a tantrum. Anyways, Franklin Richards, been a member of the Fantastic Four. In different realities, he becomes the leader of the Fantastic Four. One reality, Galactus is actually his herald. I mean, that's power. Power. But anyways, little kid, he's more than proved himself capable of being a member with, or when he temporarily lost his powers, he still had a very bright spirit about him. And at this point, I'm going to give an honorable mention to Valeria too. I think they're kind of in the same category. Like, I really didn't like Franklin until Valeria came in, so I kind of think of them as a pair, like Wile E. Cat and Wile E. Kid from the Thundercats. They play off of each other very well. Valeria is a genius, kind of as smart as Doom and Richards, and like Doom kind of facilitated her birth. You know, kind of helped out Reed. So she's kind of like Doom's goddaughter, sort of. Wonderful dynamic. The way she talks to him, the way he addresses her. It's just interesting how Doom, one of the greatest villains, is also sort of like the asshole uncle. Like I said, the comic books are so much better than the crappy movies. It's really sad what Hollywood does to some talent, I swear. Alright, another one. Black Panther. Yes, Black Panther, I do believe, also had his first appearance, I think, in the Fantastic Four. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe I'm right. And I love Black Panther. Even before the movie, he's always been a great character. I love the fact that he's genius level intelligence. He's more than capable of reading a conversation, and also has the fighting skills to trounce a lot of different villains. Not to mention his vibrating armor, the fact that he's king of Wakanda. He was married to Storm for a while. I mean, need I say more? Hail to the king, Black Panther. Now, this is more because I used to see the cartoons, the new Fantastic Four. Like when I was a little kid, I remember seeing those on something that you call a videotape. It was called VHS. Don't know what that is? Look it up. Okay, but for a while, Johnny Storm was gone. Like I said, people leave, and they replaced him with a robot, a quirky little robot called Herbie the Robot, who flew on like these little jet things and small little arms, and I thought he was freaking cool. And I still do. And I love that they have him as a part of the Fantastic Four even to this day, even if it's a background character or something like that. There's little Herbies floating around. They're like the assistants of Reed. Just like those stupid little Kryptonian robots the big blue dumbass has. Oh, well, anyways, that's neither here or there. Herbie's a great robot. I loved, when I was a kid, loved it. And that was one of the things that I just thought was cool. I don't give a damn what anyone says. That and the way Ben Grimm and him played off of each other. Great. I loved it. Childhood memories. So cool. Now, number one for me, She-Hulk. Yep, She-Hulk was a member of the Fantastic Four, and a good one. I mean, I think she replaced Thing and the Torch in different times where they left. She's been a member several times. What can you say? Jennifer Walters is a smart lawyer, beautiful, sexy, green. Ooh, hit me up, baby. Anytime, anywhere. Anyways, I always thought it was cool. She had a nice dynamic. It was cool having another girl in the crew, especially one with it was actually the Muscle. I thought that it was really, really cool, and that's why she's number one in my list, top 10 list of alternate Fantastic Four members, the other guys. And as always, this is Jack Slater. And if you like what you see, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, send me requests. I'm always out there. I'm always listening. Somewhere in the multiverse, I will drop you something. So hit me up. This is Jack Slater, signing off.